don't love me for my ambition.
Kendrick Lamar's first interview on camera in years. This is a man that doesn't speak much at all, but is out right now. And it's for the Super Bowl that's happening this Sunday. Kendrick Lamar has confirmed that him and his close friend Dave Free and PG Lang have fully produced the Super Bowl from the stage design and obviously the music. But he and his team designed the stage himself as well. Everything was PG Lang, he said, everything. He said it's going to be a storytelling performance because his career is always about storytelling and he loves to storytell on stage. He also addressed what he wanted to do last year because Ebro from Apple Music asked him, hey, were you trying to basically set a boundary, like draw that line of like people not passing you or going against you? And he said, obviously alluding to the Drake beef. He's obviously talking about the Drake battle. That's his year, last year. He says, hey, I was just focused on the sport. He says, I was focused on the sport of rapping and the fact that this is a battle, right? Battle rapping. And he says that he actually to me it was obvious. I'm like, this guy has to watch battle raps. But then he confirmed it during his interview. We're going to play right now. He says, hey, we come from that, right? Like, I watch battle raps, Smack URL. He shout out Loaded Lux, Murder Mook, Tay Rock, Daylight. This is amazing because this is the essence. And it also is how I felt during the battle because people saying he's going too far, he's lying, etc. He doesn't care. There's no rules. He's just rapping. Kendrick Lamar didn't even do a music video until Not Like Us. And like months after Not Like Us came out. Like he was just playing the art game, the art form game, and just making songs, art form songs. It didn't have to be factual. It was just painting the picture. And he out strategized Drake. But let's get to it. Let's watch the interview right here.
And better than himself.
Shout out to Nadeska and Ebro from Apple Music. Obviously, I know Ebro from Hot 97, Nadeska from working at Complex, Everyday Struggle, Academics. Great interviewers. Let's watch the interview here.
Surreal to actually see you
Here we go.
in the flesh because you've always made it a point of just letting the music speak for yourself, which is something I really respect. But the spotlight has been shining so brightly on you for the past few months. I've just been wondering how you've been processing behind the scenes, how you've been feeling about everything happening, all the success.
It's just really just I want to look at it like it's just a continuum of who I am, really. I've always stayed to myself. I've always been in my own bubble, whether it's with the fam or whether it's training. How I process it all is just I continue to do what I was doing 10 years ago, and that's like be better in myself, better in the craft, and not look at it as bright lights, you know? Mm-hmm. And it may sound cliche, but it always worked for me, even when I was younger, you know, playing sports or being in the forefront of presentations and stuff like that. It was like, I gotta look at myself in the mirror rather than looking at it as a crowd or, you know, fame and attention.
So now, early days of your career, you know, Section 80 days, even early mixtapes. And you perfecting your craft as an MC. Did you ever think we'd be at the Super Bowl with this?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl.
You never thought about the Super Bowl?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl for sure. We was thinking about the best verse and how we gonna split this $5 at Church's Chicken or something like that. It wasn't no Super Bowl. Going to the studio and getting a meal. But I think, well, what I know is the passion I have now is still the passion I had then. And I think that carried on to the Super Bowl. So it was all about being present. As long as I was present in the studio and present in whatever that line was or whatever that mistake was, rapping or doing hooks or choruses or whatnot, I was present in that moment. I felt that passion. I think being present and not actually foreseeing everything kept me in the grounded state of mind in order to be at, big stages like this.
I think we felt that presence and that focus in your work for the past 15 years. Like Ebro said, going all the way back to projects like Overly Dedicated. And so seeing you perform with Dr. Dre at the halftime show 3 years ago, we already felt like that was the most hip-hop beautiful halftime show ever. And now for you to come back and be the first solo hip-hop artist to headline, how does it feel being the artist to hit that milestone? And just your thoughts on what that means about hip-hop's progression and impact over the years.
But that shit, it made me think about like the grind of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see like the story before the glory, man. And that shit is like shuffling out your mixtapes and, going to neighborhoods and parties and performing there, hole in the wall spots. It reminds me of the essence and the core response of rap and hip hop and how far it can go. So for me, that should mean everything because it puts the culture on the forefront where it needs to be and not minimized to just a catchy song or verse. This is a true art form. So to represent it on this type of stage is like everything that I've worked for and everything that I believe in as far as the culture. Like, I live and die by it. This shit done changed my whole family life, so I don't take it for granted at all as far as an art form,
It feels like that was a lot what this year was about too, right? Like you, I guess, you took it and put it on your back and you felt like a line needed to be drawn, right? Was that your intent when you rolled out this year? Was like, yo, I'm drawing a line. Like, this is what it is.
My intent was to always keep, I think from day one, was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. I don't care how motherfuckers look at it as far as like, as a collaborative effort, that's cool too, but I love when artists grit their teeth. Like, I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL from Murder Mook to Lux to Tay-Rock, my bro Daylight. This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum. And what I will say about this year, it was more from a space where I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that. You didn't see that grit. You didn't see that bite anymore. So I always took that in consideration in going into any type of my music.
That's interesting.
Hey, that's his opinion. He felt like the year he focused on it being about the sport, the battle rap element. I respect it. He sounds honest. He feels honest. And at the same time, like, that's how I was looking at it, where this man dropped these songs, no fucking visuals, no music videos. Their sounds will be different, right? 616 in LA does not sound anything like Not Like Us. Not Like Us doesn't sound like Meet the Grams. Like, it's different energies completely, right? And it's on purpose because he is focusing on the art form of it, the rapping of it, right? He did it. And it's crazy to me because in my mind, I thought the beef was going to last the whole year. Like, I thought they were going to keep going at it. I thought Drake, after the Heart Part 6, was going to drop another song. I thought Kendrick was going to drop another song after that one. They just ended it after Not Like Us. Obviously, Not Like Us is like going out on a high, but I do feel like Drake took kind of like a bow out with the Heart Part 6. Kendrick Lamar was ready to go again. I feel like he's ready to go right now. This guy is so chill. His demeanor is like, he gives off like Yoda, Rick Rubin vibes, but scarier. Because like, he's swearing. He's like, these motherfuckers. He's like, motherfuckers, I don't care what motherfuckers think. Motherfuckers, hold up. What are you talking about? I don't care what motherfuckers think. I feel like he's talking about Drake's people or like Drake's side. I don't care what they think. Like, I did it for the battle rap. And he was like, I didn't look at it as like a collaborative effort. What do you guys think he means by collaborative? Is he talking about Drake? Because people are, that's a narrative where people like, you know, you had this success because of Drake. You wouldn't have this successful year without Drake. It was because of Drake, the Drake beef, the Drake stimulus package, Drake, collaborative. Or is he talking about GNX? Like, that was cool, the collaborative, but he was more focused on it being a rap battle. It's hard to interpret that one for me because I don't think he didn't like collaborating. I think he loved that shit, the GNX, and I feel like that was a purposeful. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe he's trying to say it's not purposeful. You know, I do wish there was a follow-up to that one. But let's continue it. But yeah, how do you guys feel about that one?
So I hope this makes sense, right? You know, we've been following your journey for about 15 years, and you have been so consistent in the messaging and the focus, like you said, and you've always moved with integrity. So in a lot of ways, I feel like we thought we knew exactly who you were as an artist in a positive way. And then last year, it felt like you unlocked a whole new dimension for us. But that person, like you said, was always in there. But I'm wondering, do you still surprise yourself sometimes? Did you surprise yourself last year, or was it just us, the fans, with our jaws on the floor, just stunned?
That's a good question. Surprise myself? Nah, I don't think I surprised myself because this, for me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality, they know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first, right? So this is just like a revolving door of what I've been doing in Carson Studios, at the homie garage, or my brothers at TDE, or just anybody around the city of Compton in LA. It's just magnified to the level where I've progressed it and did enough hours to know, okay, I know where to place it now. I know how to make it connect with people.
It feels like each album, too, getting to this point was like, it was an album for the culture, and it was an album for the critics. You know what I mean? And then it was for the critics,
Yeah.
and then GNX comes along, and it's like, nah. This is an album for anybody, everybody, and anybody who want it at any time. And you brought that energy, and the energy you brought on GNX was an energy that I don't think was really happening in hip hop. Like, it's a Public Enemy level energy. It's a Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted energy.
For sure.
Like, it's a classic, timeless energy. Talk about your headspace between Mr. Morale and this GNX.
Yeah, no, that's great. Go back even further, man. Speaking on the energy, like it's my cousins was like DJ Quick, and Dre, these folks that my people was playing. So I always had that DNA, and you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City. But I wanted to tell my story first, right? And fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time because not only the energy was lost, but it was an energy that was bubbling inside of me as well. I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard-ass beats. And that's like the basics for me. I thought about, damn, what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, that's smacking, right? And it was a great transition from Mr. Morale because that was my most intimate. I wanted to go inside of my own psyche and my own personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate. So during this time around, I think it was necessary coming out of that cocoon and feeling like, okay, I arrived now. I can spread my wings and show every state of who I am as far as Kendrick Lamar.
And you really did.
Great not to cut the desk off. As if I'm there in the room. I'm so stupid. But bro, guys, GNX was completely the opposite of Mr. Morale. The more I think about it, Mr. Morale was definitely introspective, how he's breaking it down, and purposefully his withdrawals and everything he was going through in his life. An album I didn't love at first at all. I was like, what is this? But with time, I've grown to appreciate it more. But GNX was the opposite, where there wasn't a theme, realistically, other than like the overlaying theme of kind of like West Coast vibes, but there wasn't like these interlude type of themes. The sequencing wasn't purposeful. It seemed like at all. Other than whenever there was like the woman singing, right? The Mexican lady singing. She killed that shit. But it's interesting to see him reflect and obviously acknowledge it. With the obvious, which is something that I feel like this kind of confirms to me that his stands, not his fans, because I'm a fan, but his stands, the stands out there, you guys overanalyze his stuff. Because he said it, like the other album was introspective, withdrawals, and then this one was just the opposite, going back to basics, right? Some people were making theories about GNX is actually the fucking Back to the Future album of this and that. GNX is his best album of all time because GNX is actually a piece of every album. No. It does have DNA of Good Kid, Mad City. I like how he acknowledged that, though, for sure. I like that. But how do you guys feel about GNX now, months after? Going on to the new year, are you guys still playing GNX? Comment down below. What's your replayable song right now? You guys still playing Squabble Up, Reincarnated?
Did Spread Your Wings. I mean, you just came off a huge Grammy wins. You walked away with 5 awards, and you won Not Like Us won for Song and Record of the Year, which in itself is remarkable. But I think for people who love and respect hip hop and the roots of this culture, the competitive spirit of it, it has been a little bit mind-bending that you created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song. And
Yeah.
how is that something, after you got off that Grammy stage, you got home in some quiet time, what was going through your head?
I was just thinking about the culture, really. It's always that for me first. I'm not even bullshitting with you. It's like, when people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form. So when you put records like that at the forefront, it reminds people that this 50 years ago, they forget that it's even been here 50 years, right? And like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps, from awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre. So that's what I think about, and I feel accomplished being able to do that. You know, whether somebody else come behind me and do it again and quadruple it, I love to see it. If that was my purpose to do that, then that's exactly what it was for that particular moment.
I think people often miss the significance of that Record and Song of the Year award, because that Song of the Year award is a songwriter's award. Like, it's not just the biggest song. It's like someone wrote a song. And you as a songwriter, when you see your name up there and it's written by Kendrick, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And I think to what you're saying, I think there's a lot of people who have become fans of hip hop, and they you know, you like the songs you hear and know, but you're not actually tapped into the work that it takes for you to generate the output, the art.
Exactly, man. As a writer, you know, and that's what I can appreciate the most. And knowing how much time I dedicated over the years in just trial and error, writing the most terrible shit to some of the greatest shit. You know, we all do it, from writer's block to figuring out how to find inspiration from the most non-popular aspects around me. So it's like, knowing that trial and knowing what I put in as far as my thinking process and what it takes to get there, I do not look at it as a small like endeavor because it's a hit record. No, it's actually some writing in that shit. You know, whether it connect with you on a spiritual level, whether it connect with you on a comedic level, whether it connect with you just on a personal dynamic, it's still from a writer's point of view.
Yeah,
Boom. And there we have him talking about Not Like Us winning the awards at the Grammys. He says that it represents rap and culture, and it's putting rap in the forefront because he feels like people look down upon rap music and don't look at it as an art form. They think it's just something like someone just raps. And he looks at it as a proper art form that it is. And this song, Not Like Us winning, puts rap in the forefront. So he's thinking about it overall, the impact. He's not just thinking about it as a song that beat Drake, is what he's saying. And he's the only writer on the song. So he won Song of the Year at the Grammys, and he's saying that the song actually is lyrical. He considers it lyrical. I do too. I know there was like a narrative. People are like, no, it's not that lyrical. It's the least lyrical Kendrick Lamar has ever been. But when you look at it, Not Like Us, Even in the tones, whop, 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 that fuck 'em up, that, bop, 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 I'm gonna do. That's lyrics. That's connecting. Like he said, it could be in a comedic way, entertainment way. It doesn't have to just be like, oh my God, that's deep. That's deep. And you can't please everyone either, because if he goes too deep, people say, oh my God, he's too deep. You can't dance to this. Then he makes a record that you could dance to, and then people go in and say, oh, it's not deep enough. It's not lyrical. Why did he win the song of the year if there's not much lyrics? It's not lyrical. Euphoria is more lyrical. But what was more impactful? Not like us. You think it was just the beat? It was the lyrics as well. A minor, 2 words, A minor. Still, lyric is lyrics. I don't know if people get it. They think it has to be like double entendre all the time, etc. No. If it had to be double entendre all the time, bro, people wouldn't be playing these new young rappers, and like, there's lanes for everyone. He plays into it. He does it his own. When he does it his own way, it could be more respected. Yes, obviously, if someone random rapper down the street was gonna be like A minor, or They Not Like Us, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Kendrick Lamar doing it, puts it in his perspective, gives it that impact. I think it's obvious. It's obvious things. But this guy's too chill. He's too nonchalant. It's kind of too nonchalant. He's kind of pissing me off. What the fuck is up with this guy? He's too cool.
You are an incredible writer. There are songs on GNX like Reincarnated. I didn't know what to do with that song for the first few times I heard of it, just trying to figure out where you possibly came up with the inspiration for a record like that. Like, when you're working on those songs, are you going through multiple versions until the right thing comes to you? It's hard to fathom, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, records like that, first off, shout out to Tupac. That's the number one inspiration. That was always one of my favorite records from him and Outlaws. With records like that, it's always going into my mind of like, what if, right? And crafting out my what if ideas to the masses. So when I think about concepts and I think about what I actually believe and what I feel, I just go through a breakdown as if I'm reading a book, you know, and how I want people to hear this from a book sequence. So my initial process is, okay, how can I open them up to the story, and how can I drive them to the ending point to make them feel truly exactly what I'm trying to convey, whether they take their own perspective from it or they take mine. I just want you to feel it first. You know, the writing is there, now it's up to me to perform it to where you can feel it.
Yo, give it up for this guy, Kendrick Lamar. Y'all too quiet, man.
He's spitting facts, bro.
This guy, this guy doesn't sit down and do this too often, so there's a very special conversation. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
I really do. And shout to SZA too, because you guys are making history right now.
SZA.
Yeah.
And you've seen her from her humble beginnings like she's seen you from your humble beginnings.
I'm surprised SZA wasn't involved in this interview. They should have used SZA. They should have used SZA to some capacity. Have her speak 1 minute, fucking 30 seconds.
You've
SZA.
watched her find success, and now y'all sharing the stage at the Super Bowl. Got this humongous tour that's rolling out next year. Talk about this moment in both of y'all's career. Have you guys had a chance to even see each other in this moment and be like, yo, like?
We haven't even had a chance to crash out about it because everything's been moving fast, like far as production and rehearsals and stuff. So we speak, but we haven't really got a chance to settle into the moment. For me personally, watching her, her career and where she's come from, it's amazing to see. I get to finally see how certain individuals see me come up in the process, because I seen her day one coming in the studio and writing songs, throwing away songs, writing another song, throwing away songs, and songs is hard. And I understood that process though, wanting to be great. Even when people were saying this is classic record, she was like, no, I'm gonna write another one. And I understood that and I seen it. So to see it now magnified is like, she always had it, man. She always had it. And I'm just honored to be next to a talent.
Yeah, you've both worked really hard to be here in this moment, and on Heart Part 6 is really amazing to hear you detail that journey for old and new fans, coming up through the ranks at TDE and now launching your own agency, PG Lang. So performing at the Super Bowl halftime show is very much, us as fans getting to celebrate you and this beautiful musical legacy, but also now you're stepping out as an entrepreneur. What has it been like to build your own business and to also showcase some of that creativity from your agency on this platform?
Oh man, I love the process. Shout out to PG Lane. Make some noise with PG Lane. Yeah, that's my team, man. It's 30 incredible
Got me glazing in this
individuals.
bitch. Damn.
5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out to make sure we are doing something that will long live the culture. You know, from a music standpoint, from a creative standpoint, fashion, film, books, day in, day out of just being around like-minded individuals that have different perspectives outside of just music. So through that process, it was a challenge for me, but even more a process of me enjoying, okay, different ideas and different backgrounds and how to look at things. I love it. I love it. Being on calls and, you know, formulating business ideas and ventures outside of my usual norm, it challenges me. And I can't wait to see what happens next. I know what's going to happen next. Yeah.
We can.
I think for the audience too, you know, and anybody watching around the world, the PG Lang thing is, you know, I think people see you as an artist and someone who makes music, but I don't know if you want to share it today, but the level of detail that you yourself, along with Dave and shout out to the whole PG Lang team, but y'all as friends that came up together, you in the edits. Like what we're gonna see on Sunday is a PG Lang production.
Yes, that's all PG Lane. That is us sitting day in, day out, from the edits, the production, the stage design, the music, the sound tech. It's everything across the board, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creative individuals. I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win, but also want to put out something that lives a long, long time. And with Dave's creative mind, it's just, he's insane, man. That dude is like
Dave Free.
Basquiat in so many different fashions. You know, you can literally pick his brain about anything.
Damn Basquiat.
And he'll give you an answer right down the middle to help you decide for yourself. So that's something I can always appreciate.
Yeah, I'd say with all of your powers combined, y'all are really diabolical. Like, when you roll out the videos, all the visuals for GNX, just the way you all move strategically together, it is inspiring beyond the music. You know, just thinking about how to approach life and art in a holistic way. And so when it came down to planning for the Super Bowl now, you know, you've teased on the album coming up to New Orleans with this LA energy. How did you guys approach the show and trying to figure out how to pay tribute to the classics in your catalog with this new music in like a 13-minute set list?
Yeah, it's wild. Miss Morale is like an hour and 30-minute tour, so it's like you gotta smack the shit down all the way to 13 minutes. It's kind of wild and it's interesting because it lets you know kind of.
And for context, Usher's show was 15 minutes. I think Usher's had the longest one so far. They gave Kendrick Lamar 13 minutes, 2 minutes less than Usher. Probably because he's not as iconic as Usher, I guess. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's an ad. It's probably maybe an ad situation where like certain people got to pay for, you know what I'm saying, for ads. So I don't know. 13 minutes though. But shit, I thought they were gonna give him 20 on some shit. Like you never know.
Where you at and your perspective on how you think about catalog and the music. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I wanted to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to see. This is me, this is Kendrick Lamar, 37 years old, and I still feel like I'm elevating. I'm still on the journey though, you know? And I want that energy to, you know, ooze out into the television and to the people that's in that building.
Well, and on that, you know, the connection between Black culture and New Orleans and how important and shaping our ancestors were in this town, music, jazz, all that. You always put our culture and Black culture at the forefront of your brand, your music. Same thing in LA. A lot of our family members moved out to California from the South for new opportunities.
Man,
so there's a big connection between LA and the South. So when you say you walked in to New Orleans with that LA etiquette and all of that, I don't know if people really grasp that, but you got to be feeling that energy,
That's a bar.
like when you are out ready on Sunday to do your thing.
That's a bar. It's crazy, bro. I out of all my friends, LA, us growing up, all our grandparents either from Louisiana, Texas, Chicago, like, period. So our dialect and how we talk, it gauges from like the South and like the Bay Area. So like going to the store, we say finna. I'm finna go to the store. Like that's some South shit, you know what I'm saying? That's not no LA, right? So that energy right there and you know, making that correlation, it means a lot to me for people to understand that. And the culture and just being black, I can't help that, man. It's just not something that I think about or even try to like go, I'm black. Shit, it's just go.
It's in you, it's not on you.
Yeah, it's gonna come out every time. I can't sugarcoat it. You know, I can't downplay it. I'm at a point in my life, I can't necessarily fake the funk for nothing. And I've always had an essence of that, but you know, you have kids and shit, it's just like, I have to be who I am authentically. And if, you know, the world can't accept that, then so be it. But who rocking with it, I'm gonna put it all the way out there, you know, whether it's in private or whether it's on the main stage.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people and a lot of artists stand in themselves as authentically as you have. And I think one of the questions we've all been wrestling with over the past few months, watching you and the way you've moved, is really what is the role of an artist? And I think lots of people have very different definitions, but young Kendrick, again, back to Overly Dedicated and Section 80 mixtape Kendrick, and GNX Kendrick, Super Bowl, Grammys Kendrick, has your idea of what the role of an artist is, you as an artist, has that ever changed?
I don't think I knew exactly what my role was early on. I had maybe clues of it, but now today I can truly say it's to express myself and express things that people can necessarily say on the daily and for them to actually relate to. And come from the most vulnerable place where people can actually feel it. I think that is, for me, that's the role for me as an artist. I don't give a fuck what place it come from. I could be the most angry person on the record. You gonna feel that shit that day if you woke up and you felt that. You wanna smile, you gonna feel it because I'm gonna make sure I'm present that particular time in the studio, in the booth, that I feel happy and I feel energized and I feel, you know, if I feel frustrated, you gonna feel it. And to carry that as an inspiration for people that's listening that may not have a voice, that, you know, I've grew up with cats, still to this day can't have a conversation. The most meanest, you know, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them. I gotta make records like Reincarnated. I gotta make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it. And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations, it allows them to speak more freely and be open, because again, I come from the same place they come from.
Wow, Kendrick, we might not see you outside again
He's good
soon
with his
after
words.
Super Bowl. I know, of course,
Says
you
a
have the
lot by
GNX
saying
tour.
not much.
Listen, I know you also don't love doing interviews, but we are grateful. We're so grateful for all the music and the moments that you've given us over 15 years. And in the last year, your presence and your focus, it is noted. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking our
Thank
Thanks for
questions.
fighting for
And
hip hop, man.
Oh, for
Thank you
sure.
for fighting for hip hop.
it is really appreciated.
y'all.
And now,
Ebro saying thanks for fighting for hip hop, man. Thanks for fighting for hip hop. Something funny about that. I don't know. Cause it's like, I don't know. Like he's publicly displaying that thank you for fighting for hip hop. But I don't know. It's weird. That was weird. Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I'm overreacting. I could be overreacting. But Ebro saying that that was definitely odd. And obviously he was like double downing on Drake a lot during the beef on the radio. So I don't know. That was a bit odd. I will say this. Kendrick Lamar has always fought for hip hop. This is not new. We cannot act like this is new and like this is like his energy now. He's always fought for hip hop. It was just a sense of like, where can you be a bit more consistent, right? Can you drop more? Maybe by Kendrick's definition, maybe fighting for hip hop now is putting rap in the forefront now is dropping more. Are we gonna get more Kendrick Lamar drops? I don't know. It's a possibility. But bro, yeah, that was funny. Thanks for fighting for hip hop, man. Thanks for fighting for hip hop. Fighting for hip hop. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Tell him that in private. You know what I'm saying? Doing that in public in the interview was kind of more like, I don't know. Am I delusional with that one? Thanks for fighting for hip hop.
We have some kids that are gonna ask questions. But I got one more thing for you, Kendrick. Before we go to our friend here, Hayes Adler. What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Storytelling. I think I've always been very open about storytelling through all my catalog and my history of music. And I've always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on, you know, whether it's a war tour or whether it's a 500 people at Key Club. I've always had a form of that. So I like to always carry on that sense of, you know, make people listen, but also see and think a little.
I think this is going to be one of those performances where people are going to be digging up Easter eggs for
I mean,
years,
that's the Kendrick
years
thing,
to come,
you know.
right?
Even when it's not an Easter egg, people gonna make one up, right, Ken? Hayes, this is Hayes Adler. He's got a question for you,
What's up,
Kendrick.
man?
Hi, Kendrick.
What's going on?
How do you prepare for such a big performance? Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active?
Yeah, I do some laps, whether it's some sprints. If we talking about, let's go from, okay, on the physical level, I give you that. Maybe it's a 2-mile warm-up or a mile warm-up, maybe some push-ups, just to get the body movement. Sometimes you be out on that stage, man, you need some oil on your knees a little bit to get moving and get cranky. So physically, yeah, I'm just exercising the body, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of all that. And on a mental level, I'm usually playing some Isley Brothers just to calm not my nerves, but calm my excitement and just give it a balance, you know? So that's my prep right before I go out.
Thank you, Hayes. Thank you so much. And now Alvin Williams. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Kendrick?
What's up, man?
I'm a little with Big Brother and Big Sister New Orleans. What has mentorship meant to you during the course of your career? And if you could thank your mentors for believing in you, what would you say?
Oh man, mentorship has been everything. To be around individuals that had experienced every little thing that you think that you're the first person to go through it with, it's a difficult task when you're a young individual because you're like, shit, you don't know what you're talking about. But as you progress and you be like, damn, he or she was right, you begin to understand life a little bit better and not be so judgmental to people that have been here before you, right? The greatest thing I would say mentors, a couple mentors that given me was like affirmation and to always give myself space to believe in who I am, even when I wasn't feeling it, right? You can accomplish so many small things or big things and you still can fall in the slump where you doubt yourself. And even though these mentors haven't seen the spaces and been in the places I've been in, it was always time to allow me to share exactly who I am or how they see me and what I'm capable to give to the world. And I think that goes a long way, you know, from people in the highest places and the lowest places. We all need them.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alvin. And we have one more question from young Dylan.
What's up, Mr. Kendrick Lamar?
There you go. That's
Yes, sir.
an artist right there.
Yes, sir.
Young Dylan. Hey, Young Dylan from Nickelodeon. Young Dylan all grown up now. Is he in Nickelodeon? He has a Nickelodeon show, the Young Dylan show. He grew out the hair. I'm fucking with this. That's fire. I like how obviously Kendrick Lamar noticed him. He be tapped in. And Kendrick Lamar has kids, so Kendrick Lamar's kids probably might watch Young Dylan too.
It's a truly honor to meet you. And my question I have for you is, what advice could you give to kids about not being like anyone else? And how could they stay authentic while pursuing your path?
It's a great question. They said the number one thing people feel in the room, you know, over love and over fear is being authentic. And this is my homegirl, Ink, actually, we were talking about this in the studio. She brought this in the studio. And I was like, damn, how many times I've been in a room where people felt you so intensely that it inspired them and it inspired the person next to them and inspired the people in their household. So how to stay authentic, was that the question? Or you have to believe in yourself and have to know that it's only one you. You're an amazing individual, unique, you're a miracle. I wake up every day and I'm like, this shit is crazy. Not crazy from a standpoint of being a celebrity, crazy, just life. It's just wild. When you really sit down and just think about it and just bug out on some wild shit, it's wild. And to know that you are in this.
Yo, Kendrick. Kendrick's talking to kids, and he has no filter. He's just swearing, bug out on some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's a kid's young Dylan. Kendrick, stop swearing at young Dylan. Leave young Dylan alone. You fucking up his mind. You being a bad influence. But like he said during the interview, he says he right now wants to be his authentic self, and if the world accepts him for that, they do. But didn't he go do like the Compton College speech? You didn't swear there. Why are you swearing at young Dylan? Have some respect, man. What the fuck?
Existence and in this world as one individual is only you, you have to know that you got to carry that authentic nature of allowing yourself to say, this is who I am, this is how people are going to see me, and also going to respect me, and it's going to inspire people to have truth, because when everyone's authentic, what comes out of that is true love. It's just no boundaries. We don't have any courtship on judgment. We don't have any perception of being able to ridicule anyone, because you showing up as your true self, I'm showing up as my true self. And carrying that nature, it take you places.
A bar.
Appreciate
His
you.
answers are just as thoughtful as in the music. It's ridiculous. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Kendrick.
Appreciate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the great
Shout out to Nadeska. Nadeska, yo, she was geeking. She started. I feel like she was blushing. She was like, yo, this guy's, even his answers are so fucking thoughtful, just like his lyrics. I respect it though. Bro, the thing is, there's an audience online that wanted him to be asked, like, I don't know, like, you know, why'd you say Drake's a pedophile if he's not a pedophile? What do you expect him to fucking say? Because I wanted to lie? What do you, like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, what do niggas want him to say? What the fuck are you talking about? I like this. I like this. This is a professional interview. Like, the thing is, it's professional, but then he's swearing all over the place, right? It's like, what the fuck? But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is for Super Bowl halftime music. This is not someone's platform, right? This is not like he's going on Breakfast Club or he's going on Drink Champs. Like, this is something that he probably might have been contractually had to do, maybe, right? Maybe, right? He's big enough where maybe he could be like, I don't want to do it. But they kept thanking him, so something about me makes me feel like he had to do it contractually, and he might have not wanted to do it. I'll look up after how long the Usher one was. Was it 30 minutes just like this one?
Kendrick Lamar, please. Thank you so much for your work and your dedication. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Go out there
y'all.
and have fun on Sunday. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. We can't wait to see Kendrick take the Super Bowl halftime show stage. While you wait, you can listen to his catalog in spatial audio.
Now look, shortly after the performance, you'll be able to stream the full halftime show right there on Apple Music. You can listen, you can watch, you can sing, all the things Kendrick all the time on Apple Music. So one more time, for all of you, Kendrick Lamar, thank you for delivering as usual. The show on Sunday is gonna be special and amazing, I'm positive. Thank you all so much.
There we have it. There we have it. Now, couple things. Notice, guys, this is Apple Music, right? Apple Music. Kendrick Lamar had an interview. His last interview, I think, was on camera, was like a mini kind of documentary style one with Spotify. I think he had like a Spotify deal. Spotify, shout out to my guy, Carl Cherry. That's what I believe. It was the last one I remember during the Mr. Morale. So for that album, he had the Spotify situation, Carl Cherry interview. Apple Music, GNX, it feels like, right? Apple Music, Not Like Us, Super Bowl, because the whole Super Bowl performance allegedly was leaked. Also, the audio was allegedly leaked today. I checked out a bit of it, and it's a 13-minute long audio, so I think it's authentic, and it has the transitions and everything. I think it's real. I think that audio of but my thing is this, right? Who the fuck would do that? That's so stupid. Like, you're spoiling things, unless it's purposely done for someone to like sabotage the performance and like ruin the surprise element. But why would you do that? Are you that big of a Drake fan? I doubt that Drake hired like or has like a secret operative person at NFL working. Oh, leak that for me. It had to be just like a crazy stan that might have been working there on staff for the Super Bowl this weekend and did that shit. He's got to get fired. There has to be legal ramifications. That motherfucker might have to go to jail. Whoever did this shit might have to go to jail. I'm not going to lie to you, because leaking that shit is crazy. But then Ebro says it right here. He says, after the performance, you'll be able to stream and listen to the halftime show performance.
You know, but as I was watching you walk up there, I realized.
Yeah, so it's the same amount, 30 minutes interview. Listen, Kanye West has dropped a 30-minute interview. 30-minute interviews might be the new wave. Who knows? Might be the new wave. I wish obviously it was 5 hours. Make that shit 12 hours. It's Kendrick Lamar after the fucking Drake beef. Give me a 5-hour interview. But there we have it. How do you guys feel about it? I think it was good. I think it was professional. I think it was something that needed to be done for the Apple Music contract. Also, the halftime show, Super Bowl. He also touched upon things. He did touch upon the Drake beef, SZA, Not Like Us, the GNX album, his inspirations. He gave advice. He kind of gave you a bit of everything. Kendrick Lamar doesn't speak. And to show you guys the one I'm talking about, look at the Kendrick Lamar one when he went to Ghana with Carl Cherry. My guy, Carl Cherry. Carl Cherry's still, yeah, he's still over there, right? Yeah, Rap Caviar. Look at him and Carl Cherry.
Because that's how niggas feel, you know what I'm saying? We grew up where our parents don't know about that, our grandparents don't know about that. You live and you experience the shit that you go through and you deal with it right then and there, or you don't never deal with it. We learned to hold all our shit in. Shit, we keep it 100 with you. That wasn't my forte when people mention it to me. You know, I'm still stuck how my pops think fucking get therapy for. To challenge myself to go to therapy. Shit, that's like a whole new step in a whole new generation.
I like this. That was dope. But I do prefer 2-hour interview, Drink Champ style, maybe Joe Budden. Like, that's what we're missing right now from these big artists. But something's better than nothing, guys. We can't also be too fucking gullible. It's Kendrick Lamar. This interview, he didn't really reveal nothing new. That's why I think people are kind of mad online that I see. He didn't reveal nothing new as far as, like, what's coming or, like, stuff we didn't really know. He just added perspective. No new information. But it is what it is. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. How do you guys feel about the Kendrick Lamar official interview by Apple Music Sunday? Join the live stream. It's going to be crazy. And we might have a special guest. Mustard!
Let me for my ambition.